Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, May 20th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. Your love for another simply reflects the love you have for yourself. Your love for another simply reflects the love you have for yourself. Practice embracing with an open heart these criticisms you've had about yourself. Love this ego and its inner judge. Let melt into the love that is always sweet and available. And may you forever experience this real love. Many of us have a tendency through life to build walls around our hearts from experiences, and we put up more wall because we're afraid of being hurt. And freedom means that opportunity to be what we never thought we would be, Daniel Borson. So it's relax. Take this moment of your precious life to relax your body right now. Breathe deeply into your heart. Let everything be okay as it is. Be fully relaxed and at ease in this moment. Notice how different you feel. The instant you relax, your heart opens, and the mind automatically stops grasping to overcome its problems. By relaxing, we learn that we can surrender to life and actually become the solution we were seeking. Every problem in our lives are instantly solved through this divine, all-loving, expansive heart energy within us all. It is always available and found through relaxation and surrender. By learning to relax, we learn how to trust this life. This practice of a deeper relaxation is how this divine solution will constantly manifest into your life. It's good to know that at the very core of your heart, there is always a current of peace and an abundant river of bliss. If you aren't feeling this now, it doesn't mean that it's not there. And it's good to know that the very core of your heart, there is always this current of peace. If you, again, aren't feeling this now, it doesn't mean that it's not there. It just means that you haven't yet opened your heart fully to this moment and tamed the wild, chattering, relentless mind completely. The mind, with its ego-driven tendencies, does not want to ride this gentle river of heart-centered bliss. If the ego fell into the river of bliss, it would die. The ego knows this and feels afraid to totally let go, trust, and completely dissolve and merge with the bliss. And yes, it most certainly will die, yet with every death is also a wondrous rebirth. When the mind thinks too much, the ego believes that it's in charge of everything. When the mind thinks too much, the ego believes that it is in charge of everything. The ego gets stirred up and thinks it's in control of the universe, no matter what happens or doesn't happen in this life. It starts demanding for things to be different than they are. It forgets to ask with kindness or what it wants, and becomes impatient, aggressive, and insensitive. These qualities are how we know that the ego is the driver's seat. It's in the driver's seat. It's behind the wheel, running the show and pretending that it is in charge. The ego does not want to realize that we are all divine beings that are connected to an infinite source of wisdom, vast cosmic intelligence, and universal love. The ego's job is to create the illusion of separation. That's the ego's job, to create the illusion of separation so we can have the experience of unification with Source. The truth is that your divine infinite nature is permanent and already here now inside you. This divinity is always here, always now, and always available, no matter what the ego believes or experiences. Once we choose to be the masters of our minds, the ego becomes your faithful servant, and you soon discover this natural river of bliss inside your heart. The silence of the mind allows you to discover this sacred stream within. Only with an infinite amount of patience will the mind stop its controlling, repetitious, chaotic patterns. Only with infinite presence will the mind come to a complete stop. Only with infinite presence will the mind come to a complete stop, and you'll become 100% absorbed in the divine source. The opportunity to experience this is found within every moment. The silence between your every breath contains the doorway, and your heart is the key. Choose to begin the process of mastering your mind by redirecting your focus repetitively towards your heart. Choose to begin the process of mastering your mind by redirecting your focus repetitively towards your heart. The more often you place your attention there, the more love, awareness, and energy flows to and from there. Eventually, this awesome chakra center will open, and you'll experience your true spiritual connection to this infinite river of bliss. We all experience it. Sometimes it's kind of subtle, but it's there. It's always in the heart when you feel this bliss. This simple practice will bring your life a much greater joy, wisdom, and clarity than any major accomplishment could have in this physical world. Tame your mind this week. Take 10 minutes every morning to do this flowering heart visualization. Let's practice right now. Focus on the essence of your heart. Focus on the essence of your heart. Feel the energy your heart has. Let it be exactly the way it is. Thank your heart for giving you life. Now imagine that your heart has become a beautiful flower. Imagine that its soft, gentle petals are opening to the warm rays of the sun. Receive the warm, healing light rays of the sunshine in your heart. Let the light come pouring in and radiate through your heart and spread into every cell throughout your body. Let the divine light energy radiate all around your body, filling the room, city, country, and penetrating every person in this world. Continue to let this energy flow until you feel completely at peace and at home inside yourself. Randomly, throughout your day, become this flower. Let the sensations you practiced feeling inside your heart expand throughout your body. Watch closely and notice the difference that occurs when your whole body becomes soft, receptive, and flower-like. Rest completely in the true essence of your heart as frequently and often as you can. If you are able to do this randomly at least 15 minutes a day for the next week, you'll see a tremendous change occurring. Soon your mind will quiet. You will naturally notice the bodily sensations of peace everywhere you go. Know that by embodying your heart chakra, you are bringing your life into a deep and divine connection with everyone and everything. So enjoy it. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing for all of us is to relax the bodies we're in. How many of us get distracted? I mean, we get distracted about so many different things because the mind, right, ego, material physical world, we have been in such habit of that through so many lifetimes that it distracts us. How often do we focus on our hearts? How much gratitude do we give our hearts? There's choices. These are just choices. Whether you do or not isn't bad or good, but they're choices. We make these choices for ourselves. Doesn't it make sense that why would we concentrate our energies on lack of fear, stress, anxiety, worry? We're taking that energy that we are, and we're putting it towards those things, which are ego mind. But most of us don't think about that because we're in such habit of doing it. It's not conscious. It's just automatic. It's just subconscious or unconscious. But if we were to just go and focus on the heart and put our energies towards the heart, the life that you have would masterfully, elegantly shift. You wouldn't be, but at first, be a little different. Remember, the ego mind's there, trying to get you out of that. But eventually, as you practice it, you become, I like that. I like being this way. I like for my heart to be full and open. You know, I feel blissful. I am blissful. And I'm relaxed. And every single time that the bumpy energy, you know, the worry, stress, fear, it's a choice that we make. The neat thing about it is that you're aware to the extent of making the choice. See, you're no longer just flowing through the ego mind. You're saying, wait a minute, I have a choice. Do I sit here and worry, stress, and fear? I'm used to that. I know what that is. But how about switching gears and going within and focusing on my heart and the love that I am? It is a choice that all of us will eventually come to understanding. It is a choice. Now, when we go into meditation, as we are now, we have another choice, and that's our breath. So we focus on our breath through the heart-mind, and we listen to the breath, and we take an easy and slow inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, easy and slow. And as we do this, and we focus on the breath, we still the ego mind and the subconscious mind. So we leave them alone. We step outside of them. Now, we don't judge them, but it's our only way to master them, by watching them. So what will happen is that you'll identify the ego mind coming in, interjecting thoughts and worries, stresses, and fears, and never enough, always have to have more. But you'll make the choice, which you wouldn't before, to say, that's an ego mind thought. An ego mind, you're not in charge here. And you gravitate towards the heart, not the head anymore, say. The head's still there, ego mind's still there. But you choose with love. It's an ego mind. That's an ego mind. An ego mind, you're not in charge here. So therefore, you're not going to entertain that. That's the bait that the ego wants you to take. So when you still that, you move yourself into the now through your breath. Now, it's interesting that many don't know what the now is. They think they do. Oh, I know what the now is, and now's right now. It's one thing to identify. It's another thing to breathe it, breath it, live it. It's like someone says, well, I can climb that big tree. You say, well, climb it. Oh, not right now. So when we move into the now, the ego mind does not exist in the now. It doesn't exist. And it knows that. And it'll do everything it can to keep you with the ego mind as your master. Knowing is halfway home. It's halfway there, knowing of the discovery. Now, being in the now. Being in the now, okay, focus on the breath. Being in the now is another story. Many people try to be in the now, and they're lucky to be there for 3 seconds, 4 or 5 seconds. Why? Because of the mind chatter and because of all the stuff that entices them away out there. See, it's always about out there. And the funny thing is now is all we have, because the ego mind will say, no, past, future, future, past, future, future, past. See, that's where it likes us to be. And when you look at that and you understand is that that's where I spend a lot of my time. Most of my time is the future, past, future. Because I'm always looking ahead, right? You're always looking ahead. You're always looking into other things that may be coming. And you want to know when those things are coming in the future. And then the past, going into the past. That's where the ego mind has its control over many. As long as you're focused on the breath, listening to the breath, you relax the body, and you still the ego mind, subconscious mind. Now, if someone were to ask you, genuinely, what are you doing tomorrow? You would not be able to answer them, because you would be in the now. And when you think about this, it's interesting understanding, because you're in the now, You know you cannot guarantee that you will wake up tomorrow. That body. Right? Why do you think so many people get so frustrated and so irritated and so stressed out planning their future? Because what happens? Expectation, attachment's automatic through the ego mind, because that's what the ego mind is, future or past. Planning is future. Now a plan in the now or a goal in the now is different than a goal in the future or a plan in the future. Because in the now, you say, I'm doing this right now. It's there, immediate. And in the now, do you really plan? You know in the now, but you don't really plan. Plan is future. Goal is future. We don't guarantee our future. We know that at any time this body could cease and we would leave it. Because we know the body is temporary. And we know that the God within, that which we truly are, is immortal, infinite. And you can always feel your body relax when you focus on your breath. You've seen it. We've all experienced where people get really excited or nervous, or even children. You just take a deep breath, relax. Take a deep breath, relax. The breath relaxes the body. It focuses us. It energizes us. Gives us strength, happiness, and joy. Release. Okay? All of us carry, men and women carry stress, anxiety, fear in their bodies. The body is like a suitcase, right? And so in a suitcase, you store things. Roll it up and store it here, put it there, and arrange it, right? You can imagine after a while, I don't know if you've ever overfilled your suitcase, but you know, when you do that, it's hard, it's heavy, right? It's cumbersome, it's hard to carry, or roll even. But we add more. And then what happens is that parts of the body begin to deteriorate because that stress, as the body can no longer handle the stress. Some of you have probably experienced that when you were younger, right, the body was younger, you seemed to handle stress much easier. It wasn't that big of a deal. But as the body ages, you start to notice that the stress isn't that easy anymore. And you start feeling the effects of it much quicker. And have you ever heard people, or have you ever said this to yourself? So the stress I used to handle is not, it's very difficult to handle that kind of stress now with this body. It's cumulative for us all. Say, we don't know that, but the body is like a super magnetic sponge, and it will absorb everything. And then you have your subconscious mind recording everything that the ego mind does, everything you do, every step of the way, and everything everybody else is doing. And so that's stored in the great hall, your subconscious mind. So picture yourself standing. You're standing in the center. There's three paths, right? Standing on a gold circle pad. And you're looking straight ahead, and you notice, you look to your left, you see the path, the past. And you look to your right, and you see the path, the future. And you're on the path, the now. What you do notice is that you see how the trees have formed canopies over these three paths, and these canopies are golden, shimmering with the leaves and the branches and the bark. And you notice that the path itself is this brilliant, flaming, emerald green grass. appears to be graphic. But there is one thing that stands out. The path on the left, the past, is really worn, and the one on the right, the future, is very worn. But the path you're standing on, the center path, the now, looks almost brand new. And the answer for that is that the ego mind lives in the future or the past, not the now. And most of us are controlled by the ego mind. That's why so many seek outside of themselves, look for the future. That's why. Because the ego mind is the master. And what we share in these meditations, how to master the ego mind, subconscious mind. So we all go into the past. Past, the Great Hall is like a reference, a resource for us, because it contains everything. And it doesn't mean we can access everything, not yet. But we do go in there at times, and we open up the door, we turn on the light, and you automatically, when you enter a room, you look at the walls, right? You look at the ceiling, say, kind of view the area. But when you do that in the Great Hall, you can't see walls, you can't see ceilings. It's so vast. But you'll look and you'll pick up some movies and some pictures and some books. And you'll go sit in the easy chair, and there's a full-length screen in front of you. And so you watch some of the movies, read some of the books, and look at some of the pictures. You reminisce. We like to reminisce. With nostalgia, we create events in our lives, and we hold them dear to us. And wasn't that a fun time? That was just a joy. I would love to do it again. Everything fell into place. I never planned a thing, and it just happened. It was great. And, it's funny. You try to duplicate that and plan it, it just isn't the same, because it's a natural flow. When we inadvertently, not knowingly, fall into bliss, it all comes together. And to many, it's magic. So, but then, we do that, and we also will reference times that we've had in our lives that it didn't work out. And say, that reminds me, I'm not going to do that again. I'll do it differently. See if it works better differently from what I've learned. So it's a really great resource. But we don't stay there long. We put everything away in its proper place. We turn off the light, shut the door, and we move forward in life. And on occasion, we revisit the past. But there are some people that will stay there. And they stay there so long, and I believe it's unconsciously, not consciously. But they stay there so long that they end up bringing that past into a future that doesn't exist. They create that future from that past, and they relive that past in that future. This is why they will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. Now, we all go in the future. Path on the right. That's why it's worn, very worn. Because we get anxious through the ego mind. And none of us are exempt from that. We get anxious, we want to know things, and we get in a hurry. And then we get expectations and attachments to things. So we expect things to happen. You've heard people say, maybe you said it yourself, I expected this to happen, and it didn't. The way this has happened, I never expected that to be that way. I never in a million years expected that this would happen. Or I never in a million years would have ever thought that I would be where I'm at today. You've heard that from many, right? And then you have those that people ask, how do you feel? I'm deeply grateful for this very moment. Okay? Wouldn't it be nice if they said, I thank the God within me of that which I am. I'm very grateful for this moment. Through the heart mind, of course, not the ego mind. Now, if we don't get answers in the future, we just step into that future because we're creating the future. Our future's in the now, not in the future. It gets a little confusing. And so we'll seek external authority. We will seek people to tell us what's going to happen for us, right? Or many will say to us, it should be for us. What's going to happen for me in the next 3 months? What's going to happen? I want to know. See, people will go to astrologers and psychics and card readers, crystal readers, palm readers, many different tea leaf readers. And they want answers. They want to know their future. Isn't that right? And so, boy, wouldn't that be boring if you knew what your future was going to be? No surprises, nothing. So they'll tell them. Now, it depends on how it's received. So you get people that say, wow, that's great. That's great. And a few of those people will say, I'm not going to focus on it. It's great. It's wonderful. It happens when it happens. And then leave it alone. And there's others that will fixate on it. Write the dates down and everything. And they'll attach themselves to the outcome of it. And, of course, they'll have expectations. And there's others that will just go, and throw it out, not even give it the time of day. Now, when it happens, right, they go, wow, they were right on the money, right on the target. It's exactly as they said it would happen. And in reality, you're the one that manifested it. The only way things happen for us is when we intend them without clutter. That's when things happen for us. Things don't happen to us. They happen for us. The to us is ego mind. That's the ego mind energy, focus. How many times have you heard people or yourself saying, why is this happening to me? I didn't deserve this. This is ridiculous. And the strange thing about that is that somewhere, shape, or form, you moved energy into form, created it into reality, and are experiencing it in that moment. See, we don't grip that because we're so preoccupied with the material physical world and we're so used to it. It's not a bad thing. It's about our discovery. This whole life that we're in right now is about discovery of ourselves, of who and what we are. But most of us spend most of the time, that's why it takes thousands of lifetimes to come full circle. But most of us will do it over and over again. Embrace the material physical world. Embrace the ego mind. It's exhaustive, and some of us know that. It's not, you can use the word draining, you just say it's exhaustive. Now, being in the heart mind is completely the opposite. Completely. You're in joy, you're in bliss, you're at ease. You're not sweating the small stuff. You go with the flow. You're in the boat with no oars, letting the current take you down the river. That's pretty much it. You know for a fact through your heart mind that the unknown is where all the possibilities are. It's what you aren't aware of or you don't know where you jump in. That's where all the possibilities are. It is an absolute fact that the older these bodies get, the more risk we should take. And it's the opposite. Isn't that interesting? It's the opposite. And what is everything predicated on? Say, what is it? It all comes back to one thing. Fear of leaving the body. Fear of the body ending. Fear of time. All of that plays major roles in our existence in these bodies. And it's interesting how many of us take the time to say, I glow. I glow. Everybody glows. Everything glows. All life glows. So people will say, well, I don't see any glow. Stand in the dark, where's the glow? These eyes can't see the glow. But there is technology that you can literally see the glow around the body. What is the glow? It's the God within the body. This brilliant love light energy that we are all made of. And see, when we begin the journey within, and it's just our choice, we just start discovering things. It's like you might be just, kind of easing back, and you say, universe. And you're real specific and detailed. That's one thing that just came in, right? Remember, you generate your thoughts, they go out to the universe. So you say, I'm going to send this thought out to the universe. And this is what the thought is. This is what I'm looking to experience. Because everything's an experience. Whether it be money, whether it be health, whatever the desire that you have for yourself is. And you send that to the universe so that the universe can create it for you. That's how it works, without interruption, without expectation or attachment to the outcome. And you have such confidence and faith in yourself and trust in yourself, as you do the universe, that you send it and you know it will take place. You just leave it alone after that. It's when you begin to doubt it is when you push it away. Every single time. Now, when we talk about all of the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, Amoria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yah, Yeshua, all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth, all of the galactic, celestials, and off-worlders. One is what comes to heart. One. All of us, one. The gods within all of those physical forms are parts of the gods in our physical form. It's getting over the ego mind control of believing that you, myself, all of us are separate from one another. It's eliminating illusion. The power in that is astronomical discovery. Eliminating the illusion of separation. And the only way that happens is through the heart, mind, and the journey within. Because the discoveries that we will come across in the journey within are astounding discoveries. Astounding. And if you ever notice animals, you watch them, right? And you see a group, always herds, always groups together. Wolves, deer, just about all animals, ants, they're together. And you see a flock of birds. Have you ever seen a flock of birds or geese or, duck? And they seem to move as one. Most of us don't look up into the sky because we're busy looking down at our phones nowadays. So when you start looking at that and you say, wow, that's really interesting. They move as if it's only one of them. They all move together. It's like finite. There's no mistakes. They move as one. You imagine what will happen when this civilization discovers the journey within and understands that there is no separation through their heart-mind. It'll be glorious. It'll be far-reaching, expanding. A major, major, major leap in the evolution of mankind. And whether you know it or not, and I'm sure a lot of you do, when you pray, you're praying to the God that you are in that body. Or when you say, God, I need your help, you're asking for the God within you for help, which is connected, literally, one with all the other gods that are housed in other physical forms through the gods experiencing physical life. So when you pray to the God that you are within that body you're in, you're actually praying to all the parts of the gods in all the physical forms. That's powerful. The mind, ego mind cannot fathom that. It's just not capable. But you're plugging in knowingly through the heart mind that you have acknowledged that you're one with all things, all life. Because all life is God. Some of it you may not identify as life. You ever notice that when a group of people get together and they're through the heart mind and they're praying for somebody, right? Could be in a hospital room or whatever. Many times that person heals miraculously, comes out of things. Because it's their heart center. It's the heart mind. It's connected directly to the gods they are in those bodies. Omnipotently powerful. When you send healing thought through the heart to others long distance, how many times have you heard stories that they felt it? You didn't tell them ahead of time. You just, you're supposed to get permission, right? You're supposed to get permission. Well, Doris, do you mind if a group of us send you healing love light energy? Doris says, no, not at all. You can also talk with the higher self, the God, the soul, not the body, and communicate with them to see if you have permission to do that. You don't do it randomly or on your own without asking for permission. It's getting to know you. Getting to know you. Getting to know, there's a song, getting to know all about you. This is you getting to know you, the God that you are, and all the things about you, the God that you are. This is the hurdle for humanity. And of course, you can see the diversity of belief on this planet, on it and above and below it, because of diversification and because of perspectives and how people were raised and how they were influenced and what they've experienced. It's very difficult to come to one, to come to understanding that we're all one. Because, then we have religion that gets in there, and that gets confusing for many people because there's so many beliefs of religion. So, because, there's just a lot of beliefs of religion. So it gets confusing for people. Because why? They are not flexible to change. And the ironic thing about that is that we're changing these bodies and our surroundings every second. When you wake up tomorrow morning, in the event that you do, you have changed more than you could imagine. Every single second you're changing. Yet, when you pose that to someone, it's time for a major change. They go into fear mode, stressful mode, worry mode, because the ego mind is still the master. So focusing and practicing on the now, 24/7 in gratitude, deep eternal love, is absolutely paramount, but it is a choice. It is a choice. Now, we're all one, and we're focused on this planet for its complete liberation. We know that openly through our heart minds. And we also know that there are lower vibrational frequencies, lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. We also know that there are corrupted souls, that we know there's pure evil. We know that there's quite a few things that we maybe not too sure about how to alleviate those energies. And then we come to the full discovery that we are the solution. All of us gods are the solution. You could call us the collective consciousness. You could call us pure consciousness. You could call us beyond. But collectively, we talk about collective consciousness, right? But collectively, we focus because we connect with one another, heart-mindedly, soul-wise. And we say, not enough love here. More love. So we shine our light even more intense. These lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies cannot survive. And you can feel this right through your heart mind. It isn't a vengeful thing, destructive thing, hateful thing. It's pure, deep, eternal love flooding these twisted energies. And with that higher vibrational frequency, it's common sense. Many people have researched it. These lower dark matters cannot continue their form. So they're dispersed. Energy takes on other form. So when they're dispersed, they're absorbed into the collective consciousness. And what they were are no longer. They're just pure light particle. That's it. So when you visualize that and you see that through your heart mind, in the now, and so you're not in the fear, you're not in the worry, you're not in the stress. Each of us could literally shift things in a matter of seconds through the heart mind. We don't want to have a storm happen, or we don't want certain weather to happen. We can do that. We can shift it. The thing is that the evil mind sits there and says, you can't do that. What are you, silly? You're not powerful. You can't do any of that stuff. That's wishful thinking. You're just making it up. And so your doubt comes in, your fear comes in, and your guilt comes in because you feel that then I shouldn't be doing this then. Why would I be thinking this? That's my ego. And it isn't your ego because it's through the heart mind. But those tricks are played on us, and we end up what? Oh, you can't do that. You're not going to be able to do that. That's silly. But you can. Okay? It's called discovery. You just discover it and apply it. The miracle for all of us is that as we awaken, so too does the whole universe. As we awaken, so too does the whole universe. Paravilat. We're the answer. We're the solution. We're the power. We're the energy. We are the love. We are the solution. All the turmoil on this planet, we're the solution. It's our intent through the heart-mind. It's the love that we are. It isn't the anger, the fear, the stress, the anxiety, the worry. It's us. We're the key. We're the formula for solution of planet Earth, Gaia Arya. We're the ones that are making the changes. I'm not saying that there's, that the entire population is awake, because it isn't. The majority of it isn't. But those that are awake are here to be awake at this very moment in this now. All of you. You can always test yourself if you're in bicameral mode. And everybody knows what that is, right and left brain. A perfect example of a bicameral is a schizophrenic. Look up the definition of schizophrenic, you'll get a good idea. And if any of those signs show up, then you can check yourself. You fell into bicameral mode. But see, and this has been the dark's attempt, the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, the goop, to keep us off base all the time, to keep us out of balance all the time, to keep us guessing, guilting, fearing, worrying, stressing, coming hard on ourselves, all of that, so that we would not discover we are the solution. We are the power. And wherever we focus our intention, right? Wherever we focus our attention and our intentions, a shift occurs. Absolute, 100,000% every single time. And so what does that take? Eliminate the illusion of separation. And people begin to gradually understand that they are one with each other. Whole different existence. Whole different existence. We materialize a crystalline light tower. Right? It's a visual through our heart minds. And the crystalline light tower is larger than the solar system and beyond. It was identifying that within it is a sphere, and within that sphere is a golden white ball of light. And then we discover that the golden white ball of light is the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal love and gratitude and well-being and gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness and bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And it's all a reflection of us, the gods within these bodies. We have the golden ocean cascading down. We create all this. It is identifying and visualizing our true power of the gods that we are in these bodies, the love that we're made of, the light that we are. And it's literally dissolving all of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, all of the rogue AI goop, all of it is being disintegrated. Not through anger, revenge, or hatred, but through love. And love is the most, see, people say, well, those are wimps and they're weak, and people that believe that. And see, that's the influence of the ego mind. The true power is the light of the gods that we are. The true, deep, eternal love that we are. That is the omnipotent power that we all are. One of us can affect millions. Imagine what millions of us can do. That's why everything keeps intensifying. That's why we've been meditating for over 4 years. That's why we've almost accumulated 1,900 meditations that are in perpetual motion, which means they're always in effect. And they're being directed towards this planet. Continually. On it, in it, above it, and below it. Now, this is interesting, because how can it be any other way? Full liberation of planet Earth. Okay? Those of us who are awake to a certain extent carry the lead through the heart-mind and completely eliminate all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies through the love that we are as one. After this has occurred, you will know it. You will see it. Then what do? We focus on the now. Period. Every single one of us deserves the best of everything. We always have. We're eternal, God-force, love, light, energy beings in these bodies. We're eternal, infinity and beyond. Why wouldn't we deserve the best of everything? We do. But ego, mind, the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies say, no, you're being selfish. Can't have that. Can't have everything. All conditioning. And we're breaking free as a civilization from the conditioning. And that's what you're witnessing. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in, slowly through the nose, and an easy, slow breath out the mouth. Be still. Start your day, any day, with the simple practice of relaxing your body from head to toe. The more your body, that body that you're in, relaxes, the more your mind will be at ease, and the greater the inner peace will be. After your body is relaxed, bring your mind to stillness by visualizing a large, beautiful, calm lake that is as smooth as glass. Let your mind merge with the water, however long it takes to reach this quiet stillness. Keep sitting until your mind drowns in the complete stillness of the lake. When you get a good dose of stillness, you will see you have full access to the highest universal power and intelligence available in this universe. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, the following morning, and we will return here tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, for our Reverse Aging Health Call. And Saturday, May 21st, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.